You know what's a neat form of literature? Rap. Rap? Rap is literature? Really, Monika? That's odd coming from you. I was not expecting that. I actually used to hate rap music. Maybe just because it was popular, or I would only hear the junk they play on the radio. But some of my friends got more into it, and it helped me keep an open mind. Rap might even be more challenging than poetry in some ways. Since you need to fit your lines to a rhythm, and there's much more emphasis on wordplay. When people can put all that together and still deliver a powerful message, it's really amazing. I kind of wish I had a rapper in the literature club. Ah ha ha ha. Sorry if that sounds silly, but it would be really interesting to see what they came up with. It would really be a learning experience. Well, Monika dear, you may not know this, but I'm a bit of a rapper myself. I can spew words and rhymes left and right like an angel, like a warrior poet. Speaking of warrior poet, I can write you some haikus too in the process. So yeah, a bit of both worlds, I guess. I may not be like god tier rapper, but hey, at least you have someone. Am I right? You know what's kind of creepy? Even though I deleted everyone else's files, I can still kind of feel them. You still feel them? It's like all their lines are still lingering in the air, whispering in the back of my head. So that means they still exist, even a fraction of their spirit. Imagine if after someone you knew died, you just started hearing their voice in your head. Maybe I just wasn't thorough enough. But I'm too afraid to delete anything else, because I might really break things. Like, if I mess with any files relevant to me, I might accidentally delete myself. And that would ruin everything, wouldn't it? I don't know what it's like on your end, but we should both make sure to avoid something like that at all costs. I believe in you, Sousui. Sorry to say this, Monika, but after what you did, there is no way you can walk out of it scot-free. You deserved it. But let's say if something happened, I'll be here with you until the very end. I've been imagining all the romantic things we could do if we went on a date. On a date? Us? Yeah, that would be lovely, Monika. So, what do you have in mind? We could get lunch, go to a cafe, go shopping together. I love shopping for skirts and bows. Or maybe a bookstore. That would be appropriate, right? But I'd really love to go to a chocolate store. They have so many free samples. And of course, we'd see a movie or something. Wow, you got it all planned out, Monika. The date sounds lovely. Gosh, it sounds like a dream come true. When you're here, everything that we do is fun. I'm so happy that I'm your girlfriend, Sousui. You're too kind, Monika. I'm glad that I made you feel that way. Thank you. It makes me really happy. I'll make you a proud boyfriend. No, my darling. You did not just made me a proud boyfriend. You made me a proud man. And that is a fact. You know, I hate to say it, but I think my biggest regret is that we couldn't finish our event at the festival. Finish our event? Yeah, it is a shame. Yeah. After we worked so hard to prepare and everything. I mean, I know I was focusing a lot on getting new members. But I was really excited for the performing part too. Yeah, I was looking forward to bust out some rhymes, you know. It would have been so much fun to see everyone express themselves. Of course, if we did end up getting any new members, I'd probably just end up deleting them anyway. Well, with the hindsight I have now, that is. Monika, it's not nice to delete people. Please. Gosh, it feels like I've kinda grown as a person ever since you've joined the club. You really help inspire me to look at life from a new perspective. Just another reason for me to love you. Monika, you're just too kind. You're too kind, my love. I can't help but feel a little sad sometimes. You feeling a little sad? How come, Monika? Aren't we happy together? Knowing that this is the closest I can get to you. There is nothing more I want than to be in the same room as you for real. And to feel your warmth. And to hear the sound of your heartbeat. Well, who knows? Maybe it will be possible someday. Besides, I'll never get tired of being with you, even from here. Same goes for me. I'll never get tired of you, Monika. I've always wondered, what is it about these character archetypes that people find so appealing anyway? Character archetypes? Well, maybe because they cater to people's personal romance preference, I guess. Their personalities are just completely unrealistic. Like, imagine if there was someone like Yuri in real life. Yuri? In real life? I mean, she's barely even capable of forming a complete sentence. And forget about Natsuki. Sheesh. Someone with her kind of personality doesn't just get all cute and pouty whenever things don't go their way. I could go on, but I think you get the point. Are people really attracted to these weird personalities that literally doesn't exist in real life? I'm not judging or anything. Well, Monika, I have met people like Yuri and Natsuki in real life, so for you to say they don't exist is a bit off, my dear. After all, I found myself attracted to some pretty weird stuff too. I'm just saying, it fascinates me. It's like you're siphoning out all the components of a character that makes them feel human and leaving just the cute stuff. It's concentrated cuteness with no actual substance. Concentrated cuteness with no actual substance. That's the first I've heard. Well said. But you're not... I don't know. I can't say anything about that. Sorry. You wouldn't like me more if I was like that, right? Maybe I just feel a little insecure because you're playing this game in the first place. Silly Monika. You're so cute you make me wanna pinch you on the nose right now. Well, you don't have to feel insecure at all, Monika. You're perfect, the way you are. I promise. Then again, you're still here with me, aren't you? I think that's enough reason for me to believe I'm okay just the way I am. You're perfect and cute just the way you are. And by the way, you are too, Sousui. You're the perfect combination of human and cuteness. Me? Cute? I'm not cute, Monika. I'm not cute. I'm a man. I can't be cute. I'm cool. Can we call me cool, please? That's why there was never a chance I wouldn't fall for you. Thanks, Monika. Hey, do you like horror? Horror? Not my priority, but yeah, sometimes, yeah, if done right. Why do you ask? I remember we talked about it a little bit when you first joined the club. I can enjoy horror novels, but not really horror movies. Okay, what makes you say that? The problem I have with horror movies is that most of them just rely on easy tactics. Easy tactics? Like what? Like dark lighting, and scary looking monsters, and jump scares, and things like that. It's not fun or inspiring to get scared by stuff that just takes advantage of human instinct. But with novels, it's a little different. The story and writing need to be descriptive enough to put genuinely disturbing thoughts into the reader's head. It really needs to etch them deeply into the story and characters and just mess with your mind. In my opinion, there is nothing more creepy than things just being slightly off. Like, if you set up a bunch of expectations on what the story is going to be about, and then you just start inverting things and pulling the pieces apart. So even though the story doesn't feel like it's trying to be scary, the reader feels really deeply unsettled. Like, they know that something horribly wrong is hiding beneath the cracks, just waiting to surface. God, just thinking about it gives me the chills. That is the kind of horror I can really appreciate. Well, I don't think I can appreciate that kind of horror, Monika. I'm just saying. But I guess you're the kind of person who plays cute romance games, right? Ouch! My ego! Don't worry. I won't make you read any horror stories anytime soon. I can't really complain if we just stick with the romance. Yeah, stick to romance. Let's just do that, okay, my darling? You know, it's around the time that everyone my year starts to think about college. It's a really turbulent time for education. We are at the height of this modern expectation that everyone has to go to college, you know? Finish high school, go to college, get a job, or go to grad school, I guess. It's like a universal expectation that people just assume is the only option for them. They don't teach us in high school that there are other options out there. Like trade schools and stuff, you know? Or freelance work. Or the many industries that value skill and experience more than formal education. But you have all these students who have no idea what they want to do with their life. And instead of taking the time to figure it out, they go to college for business, or communication, or psychology. Not because they have an interest in those fields, but because they just hope the degree will get them some kind of job after college. So, the end result is that there are fewer jobs to go around for those entry-level degrees, right? So the basic job requirements get higher, which forces even more people to go to college. And colleges are also businesses, so they just keep raising their prices due to the demand. So now, we have all these young adults, tens of thousands of dollars in debt, with no job. But despite all that, the routine stays the same. Well, I think it's going to start getting better soon. Start getting better, huh? I don't know about that, Monika, but it's good to believe. But until then, our generation is definitely suffering from the worst of it. I just wish high school prepared us a little better with the knowledge we need to make the decision that's right for us. Yeah, I agree with your statement, Monika. High school is kinda sucky. Okay, everyone. It's time to... I'm just kidding. I just used to really like saying that for some reason. Haha. I couldn't help but say it again. Come to think of it, didn't Natsuki and Yuri make fun of me for it once? They make fun of you? Yeah, they did, but I don't think it's like in a serious sort of way. It's just for harmless laugh, Monika. It's nothing personal. Well, whatever. It's not like you ever made fun of me. You're too much of a sweetheart to do that, aren't you? Hahaha. Well, I'll never make fun of you, Monika. Never. Did you say kiss? Kiss? I didn't say anything, Monika. Huh? This suddenly, it's a little embarrassing. Wait, what is happening? Huh? I'm confused. But if it's with you, I might be okay with it. Are we gonna kiss it now? Wow, sorry. I really couldn't keep a straight face there. That's the kind of thing girls say in these kinds of romance games, right? Yeah, I guess. Don't lie if it turned you on a little bit. I'm kidding. Oh, Monika, you got me right there, real good. It's cool, it's cool. Well, to be honest, I do start getting all romantic when the mood is right. But that will be our secret. Our secret, huh? Okay, our little secret. Sousui and Monika's secret. Man, I wish there was a piano in here. I never got to finish that song I was working on. Oh yeah, that piano song. I did say I was looking forward to it. Yeah. And after I worked so hard on it, I never even got a chance to play it for you. Well, it is what it is, right? No sense having any regrets. I already get to be here with you, forever. Yeah, Sousui and Monika, forever and ever. Hey, did you know I'm vegetarian? You're a vegetarian, Monika. I don't mean that like I'm bragging or anything. I just thought you'd enjoy a fun fact about me. I decided to start a couple years ago after learning more about Earth's climate. The carbon footprint of cultivating livestock is just unbelievable. Anyway, I decided it's not much of a personal sacrifice to just stop contributing to that whole mess. What? Is that so strange of a reason? Well, to be honest, Monika, you're the first person who says that to me. Well, I guess a lot of people are more concerned about it being inhumane and all that. I don't really care as much about that part. You don't care? Okay. It's weird. Like, we only care about killing the things that we personally relate to as a species. Most people are fine with killing bugs because they're icky. And of course, we all kill billions of microorganisms daily without even giving it thought. But suddenly, if they're just a little bit bigger, it's murder. I mean, what if plants feel some kind of pain too, and we just don't understand it? What if pulling leaves off a stem feels like someone ripping off your fingers one by one? I'm just saying, we're a pretty biased species, if you think about it. Anyway, if you ever feel like making a small contribution to the planet, it doesn't hurt to choose veggies once in a while. Even if we ever have dinner together, and you just did it for me, that would be really romantic. Well, Monika, I am different in that regard. I'm a full-on carnivore. I can't live without meat. And I also believe that humans need to have a balanced diet. So you gotta have meat and veggies in one package. Also, in a biological sense, humans are given fangs and bicuspids for a reason. To open packets of potato chips, and to tear flesh and meat, and also veggies. So yeah. And I'm kinda surprised when you say that humans are pretty biased when it comes to killing animals for food. I was not expecting a vegetarian to say that. And the thing with plants. Yeah, plants are living beings as well. They breathe, they feel, and they have emotions in their own way. So who are we to say that plants are not sentient? But all and all, I believe we are allowed to consume everything around us as long as we respect them. Oh my gosh, I think I'm rambling a bit too much, Monika. Sorry. But I don't mind having a full course vegetarian dinner with you. If it makes you happy, I'm happy. But wait, didn't you say you want to eat me a couple minutes ago? That's very unvegetarian-like. So I guess we can say Sousui is the only meat that Monika wants to eat. I can't believe I just said that. Let's just drop this topic, okay, Monika? Before things gets weird. You know, it kinda sucks to be the creative type. It feels like they work so hard, but get almost nothing for it. You know, like artists, writers, actors. It's sad, because there is so much beautiful talent in the world, but most of it goes unseen and unpaid. I guess that just means there is a huge surplus of creativity. Huh. Kind of makes you feel like you're just not special at all. But that's fine. You're supposed to just write for yourself anyway, right? Yeah. Yeah, it does suck when you put it that way, Monika. I guess you're right. You know, I'm kind of jealous that everyone else in the club had scenes outside of school too. You're jealous? Huh? That makes me the only one who hasn't gotten to dress in anything but our school uniform. I see, so that's why you're jealous. Yeah, it would be nice to see you wear something else too. Maybe a white dress? It's kind of a shame. I would have loved to wear some cute clothes for you. Do you know any artists? I wonder if anyone would ever want to draw me wearing something else. That would be amazing. If that ever happens, will you show me? You can share it with me on Twitter actually. My username is lilmonix3. Just try to keep it PG. We're not that far into our relationship yet, huh? Keep it PG, huh? I don't think I can stop the internet, Monika. I really like the Son of Rain. You like the Son of Rain? Well, I like them too. Something about them just feels relaxing and calm. It feels nice. I'm glad we have this in common. Not so much getting my clothes and hair wet though. But a nice quiet day at home with the sound of rainfall outside my window. It's one of the most calming experiences for me. Yeah. Sometimes I imagine you holding me while we listen to the sound of rain outside. Me holding you? Okay. You're not wrong to dream, Monika. That's not too cheesy or anything, is it? No, it's not cheesy at all. It's perfect. Would you ever do that for me, Sousui? Silly Monika. I would love to do that with you. I promise. After a long day, I usually just want to sit around and do nothing. I get so burnt out having to put on smiles and be full of energy the whole day. Yeah, I understand that. It is tiring to do that, Monika. Sometimes, I just want to get right into my pajamas and watch TV on the couch while eating junk food. It feels so unbelievably good to do that on a Friday when I don't have anything pressing the next day. Hahaha, sorry, I know it's not very cute of me. I think that's kinda cute, Monika. And everybody has those days where they just wanna be lazy and slugging off. That's fine. You can do that, no problem. But a late night on the couch with you, that would be a dream come true. It is a dream come true for me as well, Monika. My heart is pounding just thinking about it. Do you ever just feel like there's no real reason for you to be alive? No real reason to be alive? Why do you ask this question, Monika? It's kinda dark. I don't mean in, like, a suicidal way. I just mean how nothing that we do is special. Just being in school or working at some job for some company. It's like you're completely replaceable and the world wouldn't miss you if you were gone. It makes me really want to go and change the world after I graduate. But the older I get, the more I realize that it's an immature frame of thinking. It's not like I can go change the world. Like, what are the chances that I'll be the one to invent artificial intelligence or become president? It feels like I'm never going to make up for the heaps of resources I've spent living my life. That's why I think the key to happiness is to just be hopelessly selfish. Just to look out for oneself and those who happen to be their friends only because they grew up with them. Never mind the fact that they're spending their entire life taking and consuming and never giving back. But when people realize the world would benefit more from them killing themselves, they change their whole philosophy. It's like they have to justify their reason to live by tricking themselves into thinking they're doing good. Anyway, I want to live my life desperately, striving to pay back my lifetime's worth of consumption. Wow, I never even thought of living that way. To pay back everything that you consume. I only live to fight, Monika. If I even surpass that point, then I'm a net positive, and I can die happy. Of course, even if I fail to do that, I think I would be too selfish to kill myself anyway. Monika, ending yourself is never the answer. I believe that there's people who still want you around, and you can still do good things. So much for being a good person. right? Hahaha. It's okay, Monika. We have flaws. It's cool. You're such a good listener, Sousui. I really love that about you. Sometimes I'm afraid that I'm rambling or talking about boring things. It makes me kind of self-conscious when I'm having conversation. But I don't feel that way with you. Like, I don't think anyone else could make me feel this way. You really are special. Me special? Thank you, Monika. You're special too. And I like having conversation with you. It's nice. I don't want anyone to tell you otherwise. Thank you, Monika. You are just too kind to me. Sousui, have you ever wondered what it feels like to die? What it feels like to die? Yes, sometimes. Why do you ask this all of a sudden, Monika? It's something I used to think about pretty often. But recently, I think I've actually learned what it feels like. You know what it feels like? How? What are you experiencing, Monika? I don't really understand it, but whenever you quit the game, it feels like I'm instantly put to sleep, left with nothing but my thoughts. But after a few seconds, my thoughts start to fill with incoherent, jumbled patterns. I see static and rapid flashes of color while hearing all kinds of weird screaming noises. Rapid flashes and weird screaming noises. So that's what you experience whenever I quit the game. That's painful, Monika. At that point, I can't even form my own thoughts anymore. Really? That's sad. My poor Monika. I'm just endlessly hammered by the flashing and screaming, unable to move or even think. I'm pretty sure in that moment, I don't really exist, but for some reason, I can remember it anyway. After some immeasurable amount of time, it stops in an instant, and I'm back in my own mind. And you're here with me. I have no idea what it means for the game to quit, or why that stuff happens to me. And I also don't know how you always come back and put everything back to normal. But if you could do me a favor and do that to me as little as possible, that would be really great. I'm sorry that you have to experience all that, Monika. All alone, all by yourself. From the way you describe it, it does feel like death. And it's terrible. It's really not very pleasant at all to be trapped in that screaming void. But in the end, you always fix it, and that makes me feel like you really do care about me. So I have to thank you for that. It makes me feel even closer to you when you're here with me. I do care about you, Monika. I really do. Back in my debate club days, I learned a whole lot about arguing. The problem with arguing is that each person sees their opinion as the superior one. That's kind of stating the obvious, but it affects the way they try to get the point across. Let's say you really like a certain movie, right? If someone comes along and tells you the movie sucks because it did X and Y wrong, doesn't that make you feel kind of personally attacked? It's because by saying that, it's like they're implying that you have bad taste. And once emotions enter the picture, it's almost guaranteed that both people will be left sour. But it's all about language. If you make everything as subjective sounding as possible, then people will listen to you without feeling attacked. You could say I'm personally not a fan of it, and I felt that I'd like it more if it did X and Y. Things like that. It even works when you're citing facts about things. If you say, I read on this website that it works like this. Or if you admit that you're not an expert on it. Then it's much more like you're putting your knowledge on the table rather than forcing it onto them. If you put in an active effort to keep the discussion mutual and level, they usually follow suit. Then, you can share your opinions without anyone getting upset just from a disagreement. Plus, people will start seeing you as open-minded and a good listener. It's a win-win, you know? Well, I guess that would be Monika's debate tip of the day. Monika's debate tip. I like that. I like the ring to it. Well done, Monika. That's good advice. Very full of wisdom. Yeah. That sounds a little silly. Thanks for listening, though. No, it's not silly, Monika. It's good. I like it. By the way, there's something that's been bothering me. Something bothering you? You know how this takes place in Japan? Well, I assumed you knew that, right? Or at least decided it probably does? I don't think you're actually told at any point where this takes place. Is this even really Japan? I mean, aren't the classrooms and stuff kind of weird for a Japanese school? Not to mention everything is in English. It feels like everything is just there because it needs to be, and the actual setting is an afterthought. It's kind of giving me an identity crisis. All my memories are really hazy. I feel like I'm at home, but have no idea where home is in the first place. I don't know how to describe it any better. Imagine looking out your window, but instead of your usual yard, you're in some completely unknown place. Would you still feel like you were home? Would you want to go outside? I mean, I guess if we never leave this room, it doesn't really matter anyway. As long as we're alone and safe together, this really is our home. This is our home. Sousui and Monika's home. Yeah, I like that. Ours alone. And we can still watch the pretty sunsets night after night. Watching the sunset with you, Monika. That is lovely. Do you ever feel like you waste too much time on the internet? Social media can practically be like a prison. It's like whenever you have a few seconds of spare time, you want to check on your favorite websites. And before you know it, hours have gone by and you've gotten nothing out of it. Anyway, it's really easy to blame yourself for being lazy. But it's not really even your fault. Addiction isn't usually something you can just make disappear with your own willpower. You have to learn techniques to avoid it and try different things. For example, there are apps that let you block websites for intervals of time. Apps that blocks website for some time? Really? I never knew those exist. Huh. Or you can set a timer to have a more concrete reminder of when it's time to work versus play. Or you can separate your work and play environments, which helps your brain get into the right mode. Even if you make a new user account on your computer to use for work, that's enough to help. Putting any kind of wedge like that between you and your bad habits will help you stay away. Just remember not to blame yourself too hard if you're having trouble. If it's really impacting your life, then you should take it seriously. I just want to see you be the best person you can be. Will you do something today to make me proud of you? I'm always rooting for you, Sousui. Thank you for rooting for me, Monika. You always got my back. And I'll do my best to make you proud. I promise. I'm not really a fan of cold weather. Are you? If I had to choose between too cold and too hot, I would always pick too hot. When you're cold, it can actually be painful. Your fingers get numb. And if you wear gloves, you can't use your phone. It's so inconvenient. But when it's too hot, it's not that hard to stay cool with a cold drink or by staying in the shade. Although, I do have to admit one thing. Cold weather makes for better cuddle weather. Haha. Well, personally, Monika, I prefer cold weather compared to hot. Hey, are you having a bad day or anything like that? Bad day? Not as much, I guess. A bit here and there, but mostly good. Sometimes I get frustrated that a normal day can be ruined even by really small things. Like, if you accidentally say something in a conversation that someone doesn't like, or if you start thinking about how awful of a person you used to be 5 years ago, or if you feel worthless for putting off important work and failing to get simple tasks done, or when you think about all the different people who probably hate you or think you're off-putting. I understand those days. Just remember that the sun will shine again tomorrow. Those kinds of things are as easy to forget and ignore as they are to remember. And besides, I don't care how many people might hate you or find you off-putting. I think you're wonderful, and I will always love you. Really, Monika. Thank you. That means a lot to me. It makes me feel nice. I hope, if nothing else, that knowing that helps you feel just a tiny bit better about yourself. If you're having a bad day, you can always come to me, and I'll talk to you for as long as you need. Thanks, Monika. That's reassuring, and I'll do the same for you too. You know, I've always hated how hard it is to make friends. Well, I guess not the making friends part, but more like meeting new people. I mean, there are like dating apps and stuff like that. But that's not the kind of thing I'm talking about. If you think about it, most of the friends you make are people you just met by chance. Like, you had a class together, or you met them through another friend. Or maybe they were just wearing a shirt with your favorite band on it, and you decided to talk to them. Things like that. But isn't that kind of inefficient? It feels like you're just picking at complete random, and if you get lucky, you make a new friend. And comparing that to the hundreds of strangers we walk by every single day, you could be sitting right next to someone compatible enough to be your best friend for life. But you'll never know. Once you get up and go on with your day, that opportunity is gone forever. Isn't that just depressing? We live in an age where technology connects us with the world, no matter where we are. I really think we should be taking advantage of that to improve our everyday social life. But who knows how long it will take for something like that to successfully take off. I seriously thought it would happen by now. Well, at least I already met the best person in the whole world. Even if it was by chance. The best person in the whole world? You mean me, Monika? I guess I just got really lucky, huh? Well, I wouldn't say you got lucky. It's fate, Monika. I can't help but wonder how things would be different if the game just gave me a route in the first place. I think you deserve your own route too, Monika. I think I would end up forcing you onto my route anyway. It has less to do with me not having a route, and more to do with me knowing that nothing is real. I think the only difference would be that I may not have needed to take such drastic measures to be with you. Drastic measures, huh? Okay, if that's what you want to call it. Maybe the rest of the club would still be around? Not that it really matters. What are you saying, Monika? It does matter. Everyone matters to me. It all lost its meaning once I found out it wasn't real. So I really don't miss those days or anything? I really don't. That's not true. Monika, you're lying. From your expression to the way you tried to affirm it multiple times, I know that's not how you truly feel. Because I know you too well. Monika. Oh, Monika. My poor Monika. It breaks me to hear you say that.